Hello students, let's start. Class 4, subject EVS, chapter number 14. Chapter name Water for Living. Topic Surface water. The rainwater runs off the ground from higher to lower areas as surface water. The rainwater that falls on the ground, it then moves to the higher to the lower places. The water that falls from the rain to the earth and then moves on, that is the surface water. Means the water that found on the earth's surface, that is the surface water, and it comes from the rain. This runoff water reaches ponds, lakes, rivers and seas. This water that falls from the rain and comes to the surface, that moves on and collects in the different sources like the ponds, lakes, rivers and seas. Their water that is collected, that is the surface water. Ponds and lakes. Rainwater collects on earth in a small body of water called a pond. The rainwater that collects on the small body of water, that is the pond. Pond is a small area, field, where the water is collected. It is little bit down than the surface, so the water can be collected there. A lake is a bigger body of water than a pond. Lake, it is bigger than the pond. Same as the pond, but the pond is the small area and the lake is bigger than the pond. But the both are being used on the same type of purpose. At the boat, the animals move there to drink water, to keep them cool. They got into the water to make them cool. And villages people, they also use these waters for their works, like the washing clothes. Some places it is also used for drinking, and some places it is used for the irrigation work also. Rivers. Rivers are one of the main sources of water on earth. On the earth, rivers are also a main source of water. The reason is behind it, when the rain falls, the water collect on the ground at the different resources. Few of them are small, and in the summer season it gets totally finished. It gets totally stopped, ceased. But in the rivers, normally the water comes from the mountains also. So in the rivers, the water collects and flow in the whole years. Few rivers may be finished, but the maximum rivers has the water. So it is also the main source of water on the earth. We know that rainwater seeps through the soil and accumulates below as groundwater. Rainwater, when it falls on the earth, the water that collects on these resources, that is okay, that sources of water, but some water seeps on the ground and gets seeped through the soil, and it gets in the form of underground water. It collects in the earth in the form of underground water. It sometimes reappears on Earth's surface in the form of springs. The water that goes underground, it then moves and comes back on the earth in the form of spring. You know that spring is a season in which rain falls. So this groundwater comes back in the form of rain. The water from springs collects to form small streams. The water that comes from the rain, comes from the spring, that also collects to form the streams. Streams are bigger than the lakes. The small streams join together to form rivers, and these streams that join together and make the river. Water is present in the frozen form as snow and glaciers in very high mountains. You know that the mountains where the temperature is very low, where that place you will get the whole places are covered by the snow. And in the form of snow and glaciers, it is the water. Water is present there in the frozen form, in the form of snow and glaciers. Rivers are also formed when the snow and the ice in the glaciers melt due to the heat of the sun. In the summer season, when the heat gets very high, temperature gets very high, in that condition, the ice and the glaciers, they melt, and due to this melt, that the water comes down. So it also forms the river. In India, the rivers Yamuna and Ganga flow down from the Himalayas, the high mountain ranges of the country. In India, Yamuna and Ganga, these are two rivers in which the water comes from the Himalayas. Himalayas, where the high mountains, when the due to heat, the water gets melt, it comes down to make these rivers. So these were the points which we talked today. I will meet you two in the next class with the next topic. Thank you.